listening to the Adult Sports Situation Network right here. I'm your host, 12, and tonight, we got a crazy fight. I can't believe it. But just when you think you've seen it all, you got Crawford versus Canelo. What's gonna happen? I'm gonna break it down right here. Yo, buckle up, because we riding on this episode. Let's get it.
Here's your host, 12-inch.
Welcome to ASSN, the Adult Sports Situation Network. This is where you never get asked out. Tonight's fight, crazy fight tonight. I don't understand why it's even going down, but we got an amazing one on Netflix. Of all platforms, hopefully they level up the game on Netflix and we don't have any streaming issues. But we got Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. And my take on this situation, I'd like to hear what you guys think too, so place it in the comments, because for sure, after the fight, we're going to have a discussion. But in this fight situation, I'm just thinking like, how did this fight come together? Well, you got Turki Al-Sheikh and you got Dana White. Between these two, anything could be possible, but the fighters have to want to be able to fight that type of fight. And the crazy part about it is, both were saying that this fight would never happen. Canelo, oh, there's weight classes for a reason. Crawford, oh, well, there's weight classes for a reason. I would never move all the way up. But breaking this whole thing down, man, when we jump into Crawford, you're looking at somebody who is a champion. His pedigree is something that's unmatched, and he's probably the best boxer of this era since Mayweather. But hear me out. Here's the thing. When it comes to Crawford, he did great at 135. He moved up to 140, 147. He had Sean Porter, and you saw what he did to Sean Porter. And then he had Errol Spence Jr. and knocked him out clean. It wasn't even a competition. Many people out there are going to argue, well, there's not the same Errol Spence. Well, you're right. It's not the same Errol Spence. If you go through all what he's been through, detached eye retinas and supercar crashes, splitting in half, having to get teeth in there. I mean, it's not the same Errol Spence, but the thing that we can agree on is the fact that Terence Bud Crawford is exceptional. He is different in every which way. You're talking to be able to fight from angles that people can't see, being able to switch from orthodox to southpaw in the blink of an eye. I mean, there hasn't been a character like him that I can think of in recent history that can do everything that he can do, all embodied in one person. So, although he's only had one fight at 154, he's jumping all the way up to 168, which is insane, basically 170. Now, they both weighed in today at 174.5, I think it was. I think that's what it was. Let me just do a rough check or something. No, what am I saying? Excuse me, scratch that. I don't even know why I said that. They both weighed in at 167.5. Okay, so that's a career high for Crawford. For Canelo, that's just a walk in the park. That's where he normally fights at this point in his career. And the thing is, it's hard to sit here and say who is going to win and why without thinking about reality, right? Because the thing is, you got Crawford who can do everything. He has the intangibles. He has the tools. Shit, not only does he have the tools, but he owns the damn toolbox. This man's coming with Harbor Freight. You hear me? But with Canelo, he has tools as well. He's not great because he's not great. This man has fought everybody that placed in front of him. A lot of people argue about what happened with the meat situation and far as steroids. You know, it doesn't matter because that's not happening in this fight. And sometimes mistakes do happen. People go through things in life, whether it's intentional, whether it's accidental. The man seems to be a good guy, and he's fighting his ass off, and he's been entertaining everybody for years. And I personally applaud Canelo. I like Canelo. Okay, I love watching his fights, and sometimes he's even funnier when he's talking to the camera, especially now that you get to hear him in English. You can tell he's a good guy. So now you got two guys here from two different ends of the spectrum. They both have their countries behind them, and they're both going to clash. Now, what's going to happen? Well, the thing is, you can't ignore Canelo's power. And you can't, ignore the fact that he could knock out guys much bigger than him. And when you look at Crawford, And you look at his competition, yes, he fought the best competition that was put in front of him at each weight class, especially with the body snatcher like Errol Spence Jr. But the fact of the matter is, those kind of punches and you being acclimated to it and slowly rising through the different weight classes is completely different than jumping up from 147, basically, because he only had one fight at 154, and move all the way up to 168 to fight the champ over there that's holding all the belts. So, I mean, when it comes to Canelo, as long as he has learned from what he learned from Floyd Mayweather Jr., and he knows how to cut off the ring, he knows how to work the body, set traps, and move into things. But the thing is, it's not going to be anything new that Crawford is seeing. And they're both studying each other. And not to even mention that Canelo knew he needed to get the best out there outside somebody, Crawford himself, to spar with, obviously. So he went to Jerron Boots Ennis. Can't do better than that. And if you can, show me who and where. But the problem is here. Although it's not going to be anything new to Crawford, the one thing that's going to be new to Crawford is that punching power. We saw what happened with Crawford with Mean Machine. We saw how he got caught not looking, not paying attention. Maybe he slipped at that point. Every boxer does slip or concentrates on something a little bit different, and he got caught and he went down. They said it wasn't a knockdown. I argue that it looked like a knockdown, didn't it? But what happens when it's somebody like Canelo that's hitting you? When he hits your ass, what is going to happen? Well, there is a boxer out there that did find out by way of England. And we all know what happened to Amir Khan. Amir Khan didn't wake up for 6 weeks. You hear me? The 7th week, he thought he was still preparing for the fight. All jokes aside, all it takes is that one hit. So the thing is, although he could be progressively adding pressure, trying to cut him off, the thing is that even though he could do those things with Amir Khan, and we saw what happened to Amir Khan, better believe Terence Crawford is no damn Amir Khan. Not even the closest. He does have bricks in both hands. But when a mosquito bites a human, it may feel a lot different than that same mosquito biting an elephant. So he better have some West Nile in some of those gloves, in some of those punches, I mean. Because the thing is, the fact of the matter is, will he be able to absorb that type of punishment for Canelo? We're going to have to find out. The weight that he's put on, will he be able to carry that well in an athletic way? Not just carry it and look good, but carry it in an athletic way where you can actually extend that throughout the fight. You can still exhaust yourself with the same amount of output, although he will counterpunch, Canelo as well. But the thing is, will you be able to sustain that throughout the fight? Is it going to wear on you? Is it going to make you tired? We don't know. But we know what he's going to bring and what it's going to be like. Now, we know that Canelo has not shown the old Canelo for a while, especially since Kovalev or Triple G. But the thing is, Canelo's still Canelo. And what if, nobody that he's faced in the recent matches that he has had was bringing out the beast in him. But now he knows he has to put on a performance. This is not Skull. This is not one of these other fighters out there that he's faced recently. This is a fight for legacy. And legacy is completely different than a fight just for money. Some people will argue, well, the money is the glue. Yeah, it's a business. So don't make the business part of it like a negative. It's a business. But Bud is coming to do business. And that's the difference. Not to be there for business. Canelo's coming to handle business. Not just to be around the table of business. So I believe this is going to be an amazing freaking fight. Full of action. A lot of power punches. It's going to be explosive. And I don't know who's going to throw first. But I do believe it's going to be Canelo out the gate pressuring Terence. But Terence being able to switch to both sides, knows how to avoid pressure and apply pressure. Now, I saw some people out there talking about, like they think, or Sean Porter, who I love watching as well when it comes to boxing, very knowledgeable and has been in the ring. So he knows what he's talking about. But he said that he wouldn't be surprised if he saw a knockdown on both ends. Well, I'll be surprised. I'll be mother surprised. That'll be the first time that Canelo's ever gone down in his career. And I would say that I would have likened that to Mike Tyson getting knocked down by Buster Douglas. Because nothing outside Kovalev, from all the fights I've seen, has rocked Canelo. But who has rocked Canelo? Kovalev with a stiff jab, left jab. He was running. I don't know if that was a 6th round, but Canelo had to reset before he knocked him out. But outside that, hey, he's only human. But outside that, nobody's been able to actually make Canelo look like he's getting hurt. Not even Triple G. And Triple G hits you with shots. And Canelo provides shots as well. So, what is my prediction of this fight? I love underdogs, people. I love underdogs. But sometimes the underdog might be in the wrong kennel. And I feel like that could be possibly the situation here. You could have the dopest, not comparing Crawford to a Chihuahua, but just hear me out. You could have a bad freaking Chihuahua beating up on all the dogs, Yorkies, and all that shit, right? And then you put him in with the pit bull, or you put him in with a Rottweiler. Not saying the alpha male in that kennel can't be, okay? Can't be the Chihuahua, because it happens. I've seen alpha dogs with bigger dogs follow behind. You see it in mafia movies. You see with Joe Pesci in the role he plays. So, not saying that Crawford can't win, but I'm saying I don't see Canelo leaving that ring unless he's on a stretcher or it goes the whole distance and he feels like he actually won that fight. And I think these guys are going to duke it out and they're going to bring us one spectacular show. But I gotta say, this is a fight that I never saw happening. But now we're living in an era of fights that you would never think that you would see happening. Because following this, you got Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. What's the disparity in that? In height and weight. And then once you thought it couldn't get more ridiculous than that, then now you hear this Mayweather versus Mike Tyson coming up in 2026, people. I don't know what's going on. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is the Adult Sports Situation Network. And that means ASSN. And that means next time we put up a YouTube feed, make sure you get your ass in. And we got a new store that's about to open right now. It's called TrashFanz.com. It's going to be rival apparel and home apparel. It's going to be amazing. You check it out. We're starting with the NFL and we'll be filtering down through all sports. Look, y'all, I'm out. I'll see you guys right after the fight.